Myanmar State Counsellor Aung San Suu Kyi has again rejected an international fact-finding mission into violence in the Rakhine region. Suu Kyi was speaking in Brussels, where she's meeting European Union leaders. It's the first stop of her official tour of Europe. Western nations have criticised Myanmar over its treatment of the stateless minority Rohingya Muslims.
We do not agree with it. We have dissociated ourselves from the resolution because we do not think that the resolution is in keeping with what is actually happening on the ground. As I said earlier, we accept Dr. Anand's recommendations totally because his commission went into the Rakhine state, studied the situation there, and made his recommendations based on what he had seen on the ground. If we think that the recommendations are in keeping with the real needs of the region, we would be happy to accept them. But those recommendations which will divide further the two communities in Rakhine, we will not accept because it will not help us to resolve the problem.
Well, Kevin Osbeck is in Brussels with more. Kevin, how much pressure did EU leaders put on Suu Kyi while she was in Brussels?
Well, one of the leaders that Suu Kyi met with here was Federica Mogherini, the EU's top diplomat. And Ms. Mogherini says the two of them had a very frank and open discussion. And that discussion included Mogherini voicing her concerns over the very distressing reports over what's happening with the Rohingya people there in Myanmar. Now, these two women who had a joint press conference just about an hour ago here in Brussels say they do want to continue to work together. They want to continue to be friends and partners, but this issue over the Rohingya is a sticking point here. You just heard Suu Kyi say there that she doesn't think this UN fact-finding mission will be in Myanmar's interest. Well, Mogherini says this is one of those points where they disagree. She thinks it is in Myanmar's interest for this fact-finding mission to go on, and particularly in the interest of the Rohingya people. So they can say they will continue to build a relationship, but this is an issue that they don't see eye to eye on.
And what is the wider picture? How are EU-Myanmar relationships right now?
Well, Mogherini says she wants to continue to build a relationship with Myanmar. After all, the EU is very heavily invested in this shift towards democracy, or this what's hoped to be a shift to democracy in Myanmar. They're already huge trading partners, the EU and Myanmar. About $1.5 billion in trade was exchanged between the two entities last year alone. That was a significant boost over the previous year. The EU is also very heavily invested in a number of projects in Myanmar. These include projects that try to give political power to ethnic minorities like the Rohingya, that provide legal aid to ethnic minorities like the Rohingya. So the EU says at this point it wants to make sure it follows through on its commitments there and wants to be a player when it comes to trying to bring a full functioning democracy in Myanmar, as well as peace and prosperity.
Kevin, thank you. Kevin Osbeck in Brussels there.